That dip was made for buy-in. That's just what it do. Okay, all jokes aside, that dip was very short-lived. I know my co-host is over here laughing his butt off, but V-shaped recovery on Bitcoin. Altcoins are starting to rally. AI cryptocurrencies are seeing huge inflows. DKING is up, AION is up, and some others. We'll talk about those. We're also going to talk about Wall Street. We'll talk about Justin Sun. Near Protocol. Are they on the verge of a resurgence? And, well, is it very undervalued, or are we still passing on Near? We'll also talk about ETH and Solana. Will Solana be the #1 gaming chain? There's one game that's out. We're going to talk about that and much, much more on today's episode of Sin City Crypto. Let's go.
Hola! Is your boy Big Rob back in the house? Welcome to Sin City Crypto. Actually, we're not back in the house because it's actually a different house.
No, this is technically still our house.
No. We are coming live to you from Mount Charleston, just outside. What?
Coming at you from the local Las Vegas library here at Sin City Crypto.
Yes. You ever been to the library, the strip club? It's closed.
There's a strip
now.
club called the library?
Yeah, and all the strippers are called librarians.
Shut the fuck.
I only know because my dad loves going to that place.
Sure, your dad. Yeah, blame it on your dad. You blame a lot on your dad, you know? Does he know? Does Rob's dad know that he gets blamed for a lot?
I think he took Andre there, my cousin.
I love Andre. That's my dude.
Yeah, that's my homie.
Anyways, as you can see, we're coming at you live from our second of 3 sets here. This is our hangover set. And, well, want to show it off. Want to show how awesome this place is. And, Rob.
Well, the truth is we got a little construction. You know, we're always known for changing things
We
around,
never do construction.
So a little construction on the main set. So you know what? I don't know if we'll go live tomorrow. Definitely be back on Wednesday for sure, though. But we got a couple of things we're tidying up. But you'll still get some streams from us today, Wednesday, and Friday here in the back studios. So, but by the way, I mean, this is the first time our viewers have seen this set in particular. You know, this is a cabin. We actually have a window here, artificial rain in the background. Yes,
it's raining.
And so, yeah.
And those couches look super comfortable now that I'm looking at it.
Yes.
Like, this is a nice look. Like, I would have this for my cabin. You know, I'm never going to have a cabin because I'm not a big outdoors guy. But if I ever had a cabin, that's what it would look like. Okay, before we get into anything, Bitcoin over the weekend started on Thursday, Friday, really saw a dip. And here, let's just go to the Bitcoin chart. You can see a massive spill off here on BTC going back to Thursday, the 31st, 6% to the downside. Bitcoin fell from around 118.9 down to sub 112. For a split second, but as you can see here, Rob, nice V-shaped recovery. What are your thoughts on the price action that we just saw with BTC? Does this tell you that rebound tell you that we are still in a bull market? I know we briefly talked about this on Friday. A lot of people, as soon as Bitcoin goes down, the market's over, the market's over. What are your thoughts on price action and over the last couple of days, how Bitcoin has rebounded?
You know, if I go down memory lane and I think about what I said about Bitcoin's suspected price action, I said, hey, you know, wouldn't be surprised to see Bitcoin drop down to 112 over the weekend, stay there briefly, and then rally right back up, which is exactly what we saw. You know, they called me Rob Stradamus out in the streets, just so you know. And so I see you writing me a love note.
Gina ruined it. Because, okay, so if you go to... If you go to Rob full screen, watch. You'll see in the background, you'll see this. That's what I was trying to do. But yeah, thanks, Gina. Appreciate you. Just kidding. But yeah, I mean, you did say that you thought we were going to get kind of a dip. I mean, you do have. Let's just.
It's too much bullish momentum right now, and both the narrative and also the price action. You have institutions buying. You have upward momentum. It's everything that you would want in a bull market is here. So these pullbacks are always going to be short-lived. And that goes all the way through to the end of the year. Will we have more pullbacks? Yes. Will they be more dramatic than we just had? Absolutely. Will we get up to 150 and then eventually pull back to 120? I think so. Will we see the price get to 180 and then pull back to 140? 100% is something of that nature is going to happen. But just know that these pullbacks are short-lived. They're not going to be there for 6 months, a year, or beyond. In this environment where we're in a bull market, price discovery, it comes time to buy, reset, get your positions ready, and then take off again. That's what you should expect as well. So.
Sweet. Shout out to all the people that joined me yesterday. I was playing a little poker on stake live. We gave away $50 to, I don't see him in here, but shout out to everyone in here. Welcome. Okay, let's jump into some news here. This is from Coin Shares. Bitcoin had negative flows last week, Rob, minus $404 million. ETH continued for I believe this is the third consecutive week where Ethereum had more flows or positive compared to the negative inflows of Bitcoin. 134 million flowed into Ethereum and 404 million flowed out of Bitcoin. Some altcoins seeing some inflows as well. Solana saw 8.8 million of inflows, and XRP leading the altcoins minus ETH at $31.26 million of inflows, bringing their year-to-date to $2.2 billion. Solana's year-to-date $2.3 billion, and Ethereum's year-to-date, Rob, is $27.4 billion. We have this as well. Citigroup, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and Japan's SBI Group led the TradFi's blockchain investment surge with 345 deals totaling over $100 million between 2020 and 2024. You do expect this number to grow substantially, correct? Because this is not a lot of money when you talk about these giants. We're already seeing Citi want to do their own stablecoin. JP Morgan wants their own stablecoin. They're also linked up. We didn't get a chance to share this last week, Rob, but JP Morgan is actually linked up with Coinbase to allow people, let's say you have a Freedom credit card from Chase, you can directly link that to your Coinbase account. I don't know if you remember, there was a lot of our friends.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say a lot of our friends just simply by adding a Coinbase account as an onboarding, offboarding to their Chase, it would get shut down, right? I mean, Lifer was a great example. It's a lot of money just because why? Moving money in and out of platforms like Coinbase on the platform. That is all changing. JP Morgan shifting that way. But do you believe, well, first of all, thoughts on the inflows and outflows?
Well, I'll say this, just to jump on this investment here, you're saying it's a small number. These banking giants.
Relative to the size of these companies.
Yes, exactly. Yes. And these banking giants, this is the investment, right? That's what they're buying, setting aside, holding. Now, what we don't talk about is the fact that what are they going to acquire to facilitate just day-to-day transactions, to have crypto on hand? Now, think about it from an exchange perspective, right? Coinbase and Binance, they have large amounts of Bitcoin and crypto on hand to provide services for the trading books, provide liquidity. And so these banking giants aren't going to be no different. If they're buying Bitcoin for their customers, they're not doing it on the fly every time a customer comes in and says, hey, I want to buy some Bitcoin. They're not just going over and buying one-to-one Bitcoin. They're going to buy large amounts of Bitcoin, hold it for their transactions or their purposes. Same thing with crypto. And then that in itself is going to have a large impact when it comes to the market and prices. I mean, just think about if they bought, say, 50,000 Bitcoin between those different individuals, 50,000, 100,000.
Are you talking about like Citigroup, JP Morgan?
Yeah, or perhaps even get up to something as high as a million Bitcoin for services, right? I mean, I would say a large amount of it would be for customers, but they need to have liquidity to provide those services, right? You're not going to be able to, offer, the ability to buy crypto, to onboard, to load it up on your credit card, earn rewards. That comes from a liquidity pool, which they're going to have. So the 100 million invested, great, awesome. That's a great start. It's going to grow from there.
That's over 4 years, Rob.
Yeah, but at the same time, think about where we're going to be at 5 years from now. And then you add the liquidity on there as well. At the end of the day, there's just not enough Bitcoin on these exchanges, OTC, the numbers speak for themselves, to keep the buys at where they're at the price that they're at, right? I mean, look at MicroStrategy just as an example. They are buying so much Bitcoin. I mean, if they keep at doing what they're doing, they're single-handedly going to take all of the liquidity out of the OTC desks by the end of the year. By the end of next year, right?
That was my favorite short, bro. That was so funny. That was good. When I showed my kids, they watched it literally like 10 times in a row. Shout out to Forrest is in here. Forrest said SBI owns 10% of Ripple equity. That's pretty big. Ripple, you know, I will say, you know, obviously every day, literally every day, I'm on the news. I'm trying to find articles, interesting things to talk about, not just for the live show, but for the uploads as well. And it's like XRP is probably, XRP and I would say Hedera are probably the two easiest. If I decided to do one video on each every day, it would be the easiest to find new news and partnerships and bullish information and data. And so shout out to you, Forrest. Speaking of Forrest, he will be doing the Sistine Trading Show today, right after our live show. If you just stay in the chat, you'll be redirected over to Sistine Trading, where you can catch some Forrest Trading live. Okay. Before we start, Rob, I think there's something we need to...
We have a channel sponsor that we recorded a video for. Anyways, without further ado, let's do the stake promo. Thanks. David, what are you doing over there?
Oh, man, I'm trying to win some money playing some blackjack on stake.us. They are a channel partner. So you watching, if you want to have fun on the largest social casino in the entire world, click the link in the description of the video, go to stake.us, sign up with our link, and play games like blackjack, like rock, paper, scissor?
No.
No rock, paper,
I'm
scissor?
just curious. Are you hitting on 17?
Rock, paper. Actually, I have 19, and I'm figuring out if I should stay or if I should.
Please don't tell me you're the guy that hits on 19.
Listen, it's all about context, okay? If he's showing a 20, you have to hit on 19, right? Not financial or not blackjack advice. But if you're trying to have fun, if you're trying to win some free stake cash, redeem it for crypto, look no further than stake.us. Our channel partner, you know, I was playing in a poker tournament the other day.
I saw that.
Yeah.
You did not do well.
I did well. I cashed out.
Yeah, but you didn't.
I put in like 10...
You weren't like the breadwinner.
Listen here.
You weren't like
I would have won.
Retiring.
My kid had a game. Well, not retiring. You can only do that if you had like a 1500x on Plinko. But speaking of Plinko, stake exclusive, the most top-rated game. But I did end up cashing out. I think I got like 70x on my money. Not bad.
So let me ask you.
Yeah.
Plinko, is there any strategy to this thing?
Yes.
You like spam
the strategy is very simple. Listen here, okay? max rows, max bet that thing, and then just keep pressing that button, baby. Work that finger. All jokes aside, big thank you to Stake. Use the link, sign up for an account, come play with us, have some fun with
Try it out. Just download it one time. Give it a spin.
Yeah.
Thank you. Until next time.
Shout out to Stake. They are a channel sponsor. We love having them as a channel sponsor. Forrest said, podcast style might be the move. I like it. You know, that reminds me of that one time we're at your house, remember? We did the podcast from your house. That shit was fun, man. I like this look. That way I can look at you when you say dumb shit. Instead of having to break my neck every time, you know?
You just say so much dumb crap as well.
We both do. This is true, yeah. Works in both our favors. Anyways, take a look here from our friend Scott Melker, Wolf of All Streets. $100 billion added to the crypto market in the past 24 hours. Just taking a look at the BTC chart here, and you know, I guess we can keep that smiley face. So again, I mentioned really nice V-shaped recovery, but we are coming into what a lot of people enjoy as the Bart Simpson pattern. Yeah, just a beautiful hair, and then a dip, and then a recovery. This pattern says that we should see one more leg down. Now, we don't know what's going to happen. We take a look. One thing I do look at, you guys know, is volume, okay? On the move down, we did have the spike in volume. And as of now, it looks like today's volume will outpace yesterday's, which is what you want to see on a recovery. Also, I was worried about a potential bear flag pattern here. But invalidation happens at the 50% retracement level, which is 115.5. and we are just below 115.5. If we don't get above 115.5, then this could potentially turn into a very bearish bear flag pattern. And if we measure the pull of this pattern length here, and we take it from even that 50% retracement level, that measured move, which I'm not saying it's going to happen, but the measured move would take us all the way down to this level we have earmarked at 108.371. And you can see here the last time Bitcoin consolidated for any significant amount of time, and then it absolutely moonshotted, right? We had a moonshot to essentially all-time highs. And so the key number here, my friends, is 115.5. As you can see, key resistance level here for BTC at that level, as marked off from just like weeks ago. This is not even something I put on today. This was weeks ago. So some confluence there. But Bitcoin is trading. Let's take a peek here. Let's go that. Bitcoin is trading well above its 200-day moving average. So people always ask, right? Someone asked me in the Discord, if we go under 100K, does that mean the bull market is over? And the answer to that is no.
Yes. Oh.
No. You think so?
It's a joke.
Oh. And 100K is an important number. And you can see this is where our 200-day moving average ribbon sits, at least the midline, 100,000 even for BTC. And so technically, guys, when you talk about indicators, we still have another 16% to the downside we can go and still be in a bullish kind of market, in a bullish structure on the BTC chart. So keep that in mind. Pullbacks are great. Pullbacks are needed. You need the funding rates to reset. You need new buyers to step in, people taking profits. And so this is not something that I'm worried about. This is not something that I don't think Rob's worried about. I'll let him speak for himself if you'd like to do that. But we take a look at market cipher B. Oscillators are starting to curve up again. This is good. Did come in and set, I believe, just barely a higher low on the momentum wave here, which is obviously a good sign. And now you got a little bit of an inverse head and shoulders on the momentum waves, which should take that momentum to the upside. So one thing to keep in mind, also did get a green dot on market cipher B here. I was looking at the 4 hour. I was looking at some volume on the 4 hour. Let's get rid of the 200 MA here. Let's take a peek. This I was eyeing a potential inverse here on this chart, right? 1, 2. We're going to get a dip down to maybe, I don't know, 113.6, 113.7. That would be a potential inverse head and shoulders pattern. Money flow did cross over into the positive. We're at 4. VWAP expanding, currently sitting at 10. And momentum oscillators are looking good. So, Rob, I want to ask, will Bitcoin hit 119 or drop to 110 next? These are key levels to keep in focus. What are your thoughts?
We're in an interesting spot when it comes to the tariffs. So I can't say
with India tariffs.
Yeah, I can't say with conviction that it's like a high likelihood it goes either way. I think we're in that little limbo right now. And so I think we're more likely going to go to the 119. But as mentioned, if you do get some like economic situation or economic news, whether it's the tariffs, perhaps some kind of global situation.
You think tariffs are still going to have an impact? Because the whole India thing, right? Trump came out and said, India, they're buying oil from Russia. We're going to up the tariffs.
But they're not a giant trade partner with us.
India? Brother, they're a top 5 economy.
No, I know, but when it comes, most of our imports come from China and also Canada and Mexico.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, go ahead. Keep talking. I'm going to do a quick ChatGPT search. Go ahead.
Okay. So, yes, we could drop down. I think you can't rule out tariffs and their impact. They are mitigated compared to what they were. Remember when we had the tariff news before? We got these big pullbacks in the economy.
7th largest trading partner is India to the United States.
7th largest. So I mean,
still, dude. I mean, like I said, brother. Like
all I'm saying is that you're saying
they're a massive economy.
You're telling me that tariffs are going to have not that big of an impact, right?
No, I'm saying like news of, oh, he's upping tariffs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's not that big of an impact. So the 7th largest trading partner in an environment where, hey, they're not that big impactful anymore. If you're going to get an impact from tariffs, it's going to come from the top countries. It's going to come from Mexico, Canada, and China. That's it. And now, not to say that other things can't play a role, but you're not going to see a big pullback in the U.S. economy. You're not going to see a big pullback.
That's what I'm saying.
From India.
So you think if the news was around Canada or Mexico or China, you think Bitcoin will go down?
I think the U.S. economy will move. It's moved time and time again. A lot of the time, we're just kicking the can down the road. You know, it's, hey, you have tariffs coming, but it's coming on this date. The date comes, they prolong it, whatever it is. I mean, you could get in another situation where all of a sudden things that are coming in, imports, are just fundamentally more expensive because of some tariff tit for tat war that's going on between China and the U.S. Now, anyways, I don't think that's likely. I think that's less likely. I think that the trade deals are coming in. The U.S. is putting it behind them. I think that what we're going to get to is 120K pretty quickly. And then I think without pullbacks in the U.S. economy due to global influence, we're going to get back on track to where we were at. And I think it's going to happen pretty quickly. Now, like I said, it's a lot of what ifs. But if nothing changes when it comes to global economics, I think we're going to keep seeing. I mean, today we had a pretty good day in the U.S. stock market. I mean, we're already over like a 1.5% on the S&P 500. And then on top of that, I think it's just going to roll over day after day this week. And I think that's going to roll over to Bitcoin as well.
Yeah. You know, you mentioned the stock market. I got it pulled up right here. Dow up 1%. Okay. 473 points on the Dow. S&P up 1.26%. NASDAQ up 1.8%.
Yeah. So,
and VIX is down. This is good.
Yeah, and I think this is an indicator of what's to come in crypto. And so, you know, Bitcoin's only up 1% today on the 24 hours. And so, big day out of NASDAQ. I think that's an indicator of what's to come out of the crypto markets. I think you're just waiting for that breakout, right?
Let's see how Circle's doing. Circle down 4%. I'm curious. Let's go to the 1 month. It was as high as $235. Rob, do you see this as a buy?
100%.
You do?
Yeah. I think it's going to be very similar to Coinbase. Now, Coinbase came out. If you look at Coinbase's stock, it came out pretty high, and then it dumped for quite some time. And then now it's in profit again, even if you would have bought in the beginning. And so... you know, I think this is going to be something pretty similar to what you saw out of Coinbase.
$300 high. This is what the chart looks like on the 1 hour. I mean, this thing has fell off. I mean, you're looking at...
But look at its list price, right?
That's almost 50%, Rob, off its high. Correct.
Yeah, but look at what its IPO, right?
$63.
Yeah.
So it's still,
but it also had volatility, and so like look at, of course. So you went from $60, like
the initial run,
yeah, right
135,
130, and then it pulled back, and people were like laughing about it, right? What did it pull back to? It went up to 135.
Pulled back about 25%.
Yeah, and everyone was you know, I think that's where we're at now with Circle, right? It listed, you know, a little high, it's pulled back. I think it's going to kind of hang out there before it breaks out, and you get another, because it went from, so what was that price? It went to 120 and then it dropped down to what was it?
It went to 137, dropped all the way down to 102.
102. Then it broke out to 300.
Ran to 120, down to 105, and then up to 160, chopped sideways, and then just had a massive rally up to $300.
Yeah. So you had an opportunity to 3X.
Correct.
Right. And
more than that. Yeah, if you got in at $60.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that like you missed the IPO, right? You didn't buy immediately. You saw a pullback. You bought around $100, and then hey, you could have rode it all the way up to $300. And I think the same is going to happen for Circle. So what's Circle's price at right now? I don't have it.
160, 143.
143.
$161.43.
Oh, $160. But and where did it IPO at?
$63.
Okay, I think it's very similar. I think you had to break out. About a 2X because you had...
Who are you comparing it to? Coinbase?
Yeah. Okay, so once again,
go ahead.
just to kind of tie it all together, and I don't have a computer to show you, but Coinbase went from $60 to 120, right? 2x. Circle went from about 2x, right?
Coinbase actually, brother, Coinbase started at $400. This is Coinbase, $400, and it was just a spill off since then. This is what the Coinbase chart looks like.
Okay.
Yeah. So a little bit different, and it actually ended up having a double top. This could come into just a massive cup and handle pattern, right? Just depends. But yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, even if you bought in at $400, I think they're probably going to have, I don't know, as the company grows and market cap grows, probably get some stock splits, right? Maybe I don't know, 4-to-1, 7-to-1, 8-to-1, whatever that amount is as Coinbase approaches $1,000. But Coinbase isn't going anywhere. Remember, they just got added to the S&P 500. And Circle is here. We're going to see a lot of IPOs from crypto native companies. And if you have a stonk portfolio, you're going to want to have some Coinbase, some Circle, you know.
What about Tron?
What?
Tron, right?
Yeah.
Didn't they get list public?
Yeah.
You see Justin Sun, he went to space?
Tron Inc. Here's a Tron Inc. chart there, Rob.
Did you see Justin Sun went to space?
He did. There you go. Childhood dream from 30 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
There it is. You didn't make it to the moon, but, you know.
Would you ever go to space?
No.
You wouldn't? Don't you like watch space shows?
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like, for me, going to the top of the stratosphere makes me queasy.
Yeah. We're both in the
Yeah. So
me too.
we had a scissor lift and I was putting lights up in here.
Give me a couple of Valiums and I'm good, you know?
And I was on a scissor lift putting these things up first time. Even then I was pretty nervous. I mean,
I had to hold
tall ceilings back.
I had to hold his hand, just so you guys know. But it's fine.
I
nothing to be ashamed of.
Conquered my fears, and so now
Very proud of you, man.
Now I'm a scissor lift master. I could parallel park that thing inside of our bathroom here in the studio.
This is actually true.
Just throwing it out there.
This is very true. Man, remember that one time we were thinking about getting scaffolding? That was crazy. Bad idea. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Rob, you brought up Tron. This is Tron. $6 died, and then gapped up from $1.50 to $4, and now it's
only been a couple weeks, right?
No, it's been live since 23, dog. Maybe I don't know the story. Maybe it just got listed on the NASDAQ versus, I don't know, but this is a chart on the NASDAQ. Goes back to 2023 of August. Pretty much dead, and then a massive spike after that announcement last week, a couple weeks ago, and then this is what that chart looks like. So, yeah. Okay. So you think we'll get to 119 before we hit 110?
Yeah.
I
think if there isn't global news, global situations, that's where we're going.
And so
I don't think the markets are going to trade down there.
And so global situation would be a tariff, active tariff war.
You know, like tariffs escalating to the point where it's like messing up the pricing and supply chain, right?
Okay.
If all of a sudden, you know, we saw it, right? You had 200+% tariffs. Like that's gone, thank God, because like you don't realize that most of your goods touch at some point Chinese products, right? Even if it's made in America, it's built in America with Chinese products on the inside, at least to some degree. And even if it doesn't have any Chinese products on the inside of it, you also have assembly in a factory where components in that factory were made in China. So, you know, if you run a toilet paper, the only reason I say the toilet paper factory is that my dad used to work at one.
Why do you keep? What's up? Like, are you taking shots at your dad, man?
No, he literally worked at a toilet paper factory.
Okay.
Yeah. So toilet paper and paper towels. But anyways, those machines, you know, it's made in America with American lumber that, you know, that gets turned into
the best
paper
lumber
product. Yeah. But all of the machinery is built overseas. And my dad was the engineer. He's the one that put it together. But yeah. So
okay. For me, okay, so let me ask you this question. Do you tie that into inflation too? So I was going to ask, 100%. if CPI starts going up, does that make you worried?
Yeah, I think CPI is such a laggard number that if you do get...
But that's what the Fed uses, right? They look at those numbers when they make their decisions.
But does it really matter? We've had pauses. They're not gonna.
I'm not saying they're gonna hike, but everyone now. Okay, let's look at the CME. I bet you CME. What was it? I won't check last time.
But here's 90, 80%. Even if we get a pause on the next rate cut, it's not gonna tank the market.
88% believe we're gonna get a cut. And if CPI comes in hot, you think the Fed's gonna cut?
Even if they don't, it's just going to downturn the market for a day or two. It's going to be a 5% drop, maybe 8% drop on Bitcoin. And then we were right back at where we're at.
That's a big drop, dude. 5 to 8%?
I'm not saying it isn't. But, I mean, look at Bitcoin. I mean, just in the, look at the 1 week on Bitcoin. I mean, we're down 2% on the 1 month, or, you know, we've had swings on Bitcoin that were over 5% just recently. So, I mean, it's really not that big of a deal, bro.
1 month Bitcoin still up 6.5%. 1 week down 2%. 1 year, it's 2x.
Yeah.
It's 2x in a year. It's pretty good. I was just curious, man, because a lot of people are on the, they're on the fence, not on the fence, but their thesis of Bitcoin reaching a new high is the Fed, right? The Fed moves.
Who thinks that?
What do you mean who thinks that?
Like rate cuts are necessary for new all-time highs?
To get to like that 300K, yeah. A lot of people are saying that. And I think I kind of agree with them. There's so much money that is parked in...
I don't think that's a necessary... what I think is...
So you don't think easy money is...
I'm not saying that it isn't impactful. I'm not saying that it's not bullish. I'm not saying that rate cuts aren't gonna pump the market, but I don't subscribe to the idea that it's necessary. I think that what you're going to see is a supply shock on Bitcoin. There is so many giant buys of Bitcoin that regardless of what the Fed rate is, at some point there's going to be a large demand for Bitcoin and just not enough of it going around, where exchanges, institutions are going to have to buy off the order books. Order books are not that deep. Now, they're deep compared to other cryptos for Bitcoin. However, they're not that deep when it comes to compared to other large assets. When you look at the liquidity of gold, the stock market, other commodities, there's a large pool of these products that are available that you can buy. There's almost an infinite amount of these other commodities because a lot of them are valued in, you know, a paper version. And so you don't get that price shock. I mean, don't you agree that if MicroStrategy keeps buying as much Bitcoin as they are and they ramp up and the US buys and these other exchanges buys and 21 shares buys and Marathon keeps buying, like there's going to run out of Bitcoin for those large amounts. And two things either have to happen. The price has got to double, triple, or quadruple to slow those buys down, or that's it. Actually, that's the only way it happens, right?
Or BlackRock spins off the Bitcoin blockchain.
If I mean, mathematically speaking, if Saylor comes in to buy another 300,000 Bitcoin, I know they're not there, but I'm just saying that over the course of...
That would have put him at $1 million.
Yeah, let's just say over the course of 6 months, I think it's reasonable because their last buy was 50,000 Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So over the next 6 months, if they were to buy 300,000 Bitcoin...
Over the next 6 months? That was a big buy.
They just bought 50,000 Bitcoin, and then they bought 20,000 Bitcoin before that. And so that's 70,000 Bitcoin just over what, a month? And so 300,000 Bitcoin in 6 months is not only possible, I think, in this situation, and they're accelerating their buys. And 300,000, I think, is likely. This is where my whole point is. I don't think it really matters what the Fed does. I don't think it matters if you cut rates. If you're talking about companies coming in and buying that much Bitcoin, something's got to happen. You know what it's going to be? It's just going to be priced way higher, because if MicroStrategy is coming in to buy 300,000 Bitcoin, they can only buy half the Bitcoin if the price is doubled, right? Instead of them buying, now let's just say whatever the value is, 300,000 Bitcoin is what's the math on that?
30, let's say at 100K is $30 billion.
So $30 billion. So if they come in with $30 billion, let's remove the Bitcoin from the equation, that, you know, the current price. So let's just pretend that MicroStrategy over the next 6 months is coming in with $300 billion. What you doing over there, bro?
Math, make sure that shit works.
So say they come in with $300 billion. If $300 billion only buys you half of the Bitcoin as it does right now, then you slow down the
30 billion.
Is it 30 billion?
30 billion.
Okay.
300,000 Bitcoin, $100,000 each.
Okay. So you're $30 billion. So you got $30 billion to buy Bitcoin. You can either buy 300,000 or you can buy 150,000. And that's how it slows down. And then there's so many, I mean, 21 shares is about,
you mean 21 Capital?
Or 21 Capital.
Jack Mahler's?
Yeah, Jack Mahler's. They are preparing to do just the same as MicroStrategy.
Don't forget about Anthony Pompliano's company as well. They just brought on Jeff
MINA
Park.
Planet as well.
Yeah, there's a bunch. But you just saw 80,000 Bitcoin was sold from Wales. And so as the price goes up, you're going to see, and here's, I was listening to a podcast. I believe it was, I got something in my eye. I believe it was on NLW. Either way, the break, what was the name? Either way, I was watching a podcast about Bitcoin, and they talk about a lot of the OG Bitcoin whales that bought the idea of Bitcoin is to remove yourself from the government, from control. It's decentralized money. Now they feel like Wall Street has taken over, and Bitcoin is, the ethos is not what it used to be. This is not why I mined all this Bitcoin. This is not why I decided to hold for 13 years, right? BlackRock has, what, 5% almost, or 3%, something like that, of Bitcoin. And they look at that as, no, I'm out. And so the idea is, could we see more of those ancient whale wallets who hold a huge amount of Bitcoin start to sell? I don't know. That's something to think about as well. All right.
I mean, so you think without Fed rate cuts that the price of Bitcoin just can't get to 300,000? Because that's what I don't believe in.
So you
I think it'll be easier to get there with the Fed rate cuts. I'm not disputing that.
So if retail never shows up this cycle, where does Bitcoin go?
It's going to the same place it's going.
So regardless of what retail does,
regardless of what the Fed does, regardless of what retail does, it's just about the time horizon. And I don't mean time horizon like, oh yeah, 10 years from now, yeah, it'll be at this price. No, I'm talking about within the next 15 months, by the end of the calendar year next year, we're at a $500,000 Bitcoin. Or I don't know about quite a $500,000, maybe I would say $400,000 Bitcoin by the end of next year at some point. I wouldn't be surprised if it happens this year, honestly. To get there, you don't need retail. Retail doesn't even have that money. People are broke. On top of that, you don't need the Fed, because what is the Fed essentially doing? The Fed is making it cheaper for individuals to borrow money. Now, the Fed would help institutions borrow money to buy Bitcoin, but realistically, what you're seeing is institutions saying, F the Fed, F the government, F all of this, F the commodities, F the S&P 500. I am going to park my money into Bitcoin and outperform everything. And so that's why you don't need those external factors.
Don't tell me what I need.
No.
Thank you. Guys, it's the week. Big week this week. Rare Evo is in town. Blockchain takes over Las Vegas. Bro, this air quality is absolute terrible. Some fires in Santa Barbara or something, and you just cannot see, you can barely see the skyline of the casinos.
You know, thankfully we're coming to you live from Mount Charleston outside of Las Vegas, which we are above the smoke line.
Smoke line?
Smoke line, yeah.
Is that a line you see?
Smoke line.
Ah, okay. Anyways, 3 days. Rare Revo starts. I'll be playing in the poker tournament on Sunday, and we're excited to meet some of you. Those of you that are coming, make sure to maybe, I don't know, DM us on X. Let us know you're coming, but we're excited. If you haven't gotten your tickets yet, you want to join, it's not too late. There's a link in the description of the video. Les France considers mining Bitcoin with nuclear energy. Governments are waking up to Bitcoin. We saw news that China again, Robin, for the 19th.5 time, has banned crypto and Bitcoin trading.
Who?
China.
That's not true.
It's not?
No.
Are you sure?
100%. There has not been any recent news on China that they haven't changed their positioning.
So is that just the old news that came up?
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
Yeah. So it's still not. You have to be an accredited special privileged person to have Bitcoin in China. It has not changed. It's been that way, I think, for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
And so that's it's been very interesting to see what China does when the U.S. starts to buy or announces they buy. I genuinely believe that the U.S. has already bought crypto. Did you see Bo Hines?
Bo?
Yeah. What's his position? I know the digital asset.
The guy.
Chair, the leader.
Crypto guy.
The head.
The head.
The crypto asset division.
Head of division.
Digital assets.
Digital head.
Yes.
Speaking of digital.
Did you see his interview, though?
No. With who, CNBC?
Yes.
No.
Check it out.
Was it good?
It's pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, but
check it out.
Should. Anyways, Bo Hines, very bullish, talking about the U.S. buying Bitcoin. It sounds like, I'm telling you, there's like these little sprinkles of information, and it
little
to
nuggies,
me,
little nuggies.
Yes, to me, you know what I'm taking away from it?
What?
The U.S. has bought Bitcoin. I know we talked about this.
I gotta watch
Friday.
it. I haven't seen it.
It's not. That's not the only thing, though. There's no definitive kind of thing that I point to there. However, if you just look at its entirety from when the executive office decided to take a pro-crypto stance, there's been repeated discussions about the U.S. buying Bitcoin. There's been repeated discussions on the U.S. using different means to acquire Bitcoin, and they don't have to tell us. And they also refuse to tell us how much Bitcoin they have. And why? Probably because they already bought a bunch.
I don't know.
If you thought that Bitcoin's price was going to be,
I don't think I know.
Okay.
Remember that?
Since you know, okay.
That was it.
If Bitcoin's price is going to be $300,000 by the end of the year, do you think that's likely? If you had to flip a coin, $300,000
end of the year?
Yes.
That's
I mean, what's your percentage on that?
Probability?
Yeah.
25%.
Okay. $200,000.
60%.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you believe that the price should be at $200 by the end of the year.
200,000.
Okay.
$200.
If there's a room full of smart people, everyone agrees that's where its price is going to be.
Yeah.
Now you're the United States. Do you announce that you're buying Bitcoin right now?
No.
Then what do? You just keep buying and don't tell anybody you're buying, right?
Yeah.
And especially if you have fear that China is also going to buy because you did. And so it's not even a pipe dream. It's the normal expected procedure for the United States buying Bitcoin. If they have a stockpile or Bitcoin reserve, they've announced that they're going to buy. They already have one. And they are going to, for sure, buy Bitcoin. Question is when. I think they've already started buying. And why not buy now before the price doubles, triples? I think it'll be closer to 300,000.
Really?
Well, I think we're 300,000 by the end of the year.
I mean, obviously that would be good.
That's what happens with Bitcoin. If it's your first cycle in crypto, let me tell you, this is your first Bitcoin bull market, the price of Bitcoin will shock everyone. And we haven't heard that yet. We see the little X posts. We see the comments in different videos. We're like, oh my God, I can't believe it got to this. Nobody is that over the moon on Bitcoin's price yet. I've not went out and about and heard people just randomly talking about Bitcoin's price. Oh my God, did you see the price of Bitcoin? Oh my God. That's what has happened every cycle before. When Bitcoin broke to $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, nobody would shut up about that damn thing. People outside of crypto, everyone would always hit you up. Hey, yeah, you still got that Bitcoin? You probably made a lot of money, huh? Oh, you were lucky.
You got lucky, yeah.
Yeah,
my favorite. You got lucky.
The same thing happened in 2017, right? And so I have not had that feeling yet. Nobody has come up, and my phone has not been buzzing yet. Every once in a while, I get a text.
Well, it's because you don't have friends, dude.
But the thing is,
I text you.
Yeah, about dumb shit.
It's not true.
Oh, no, it's very true.
Some of it.
Thing is we haven't had the euphoric Bitcoin price yet. And for those of you that haven't been around for previous bull markets, it's not only typical, it's expected. And the Bitcoin price will shock you. I think we'll get to 300,000 by the end of the year.
I wanna play a game. Someone in the chat. I want you guys. We got Starbucks for myself, Rob, and Gina today. If anyone could correctly guess what Starbucks coffee Rob got exactly, don't show it. I will tell you, it is one of the. Okay, someone guess Rob's coffee order, and I'll send you $25 in USDT. We have 5 to 10 minutes left, so drop them in the comments or drop them in the chat. And yeah, one guess per person. If you have more than one guess, then you're disqualified. Okay. I had a vanilla venti sweet cream cold brew, I think it's something like that. It's pretty good. Let's talk about gaming, Rob. I mentioned will Solana gaming take over? This has no audio, but you can see some gameplay here. This is Star Atlas, which was a pretty hyped up game. And well, this is some of the gameplay. Again, obviously you're more of the gamer than I am on this channel, Rob. I do play some games with my kids, but not really. I mean, what's your initial knee-jerk reaction to this? What are your thoughts on some of the gameplay, the graphics? Does this look like a game that you'd be interested in playing?
Yeah, sure, why not? I can't. The thing is like when it comes to shooters like this, you really just need to play it for like a week just to see like how it plays, right? Is it balanced well? Or is there little bugs in there? Is it a game smooth? It's hard to tell from just a gameplay, right? Especially, was that from the website?
That was from Star Atlas on X.
Yeah, so they're going to cherry pick the best looking scenes. So I don't know. I can't sit here and say like, oh my God, I'm bullish on this. I can't wait to play it. Like, I don't know. I'll download it. I'll give it a shot. Play it for a week, and then I can give you my thoughts. But let me tell you, it's hard. It's hard to make a good first-person shooter. There's so many different things going on in there, man.
How the fuck did D. Jenny guess your drink? Oat milk, brown sugar, shaken espresso. That's exactly what he had. Wow. Do you know that person? Have you been texting them?
No.
Okay. Does any of our staff know this person? Gina, Ashley, someone that they could have maybe communicated.
Ashley wasn't even here today, so
that's true. Yeah.
So, and I don't think Gina knows she didn't see my drink order.
A soy macchiato. Rob does look like a soy boy a little bit, you know?
If you ever say that dumb shit again.
My bad, dog. My bad. D. Jenny, I'll hit you up on X. I'll get your USDT. I just send you $25. Compliments of Sin City Crypto. Talk about Solana. Okay, Solana gaming. Maybe it'll be big. Maybe it won't. Who knows? But what we know is, actually, at this point at least, not big, is meme coins, Rob. Take a look at this. Solana meme coin craze loses steam as pumped off fund revenue hits 2025 low. From hype to hesitation, in late July, meme coin market cap touched $85 billion, with trading volume peaking at $17.2 billion. By early August, those figures had sharply contracted. Market cap fell by nearly a quarter to $65 billion, and 24-hour trading volume dropped 67% to $5.6 billion, according to CoinMarketCap. Slowdown is also evident in token creation on Solana. SolScan data shows only 34,000 new Solana library tokens, SPL, were minted on Saturday, marking the lowest daily output in 3 months. 3 months. Obviously, Rob,
I'm so bullish on Solana. I don't care what this article says.
You being serious?
Yeah, I'm beyond serious. I think that we'll get a nice rally from Ethereum this latter half of the year. I think that you do get that $6,000-$7,000 ETH, maybe up to 10,000, but that's going to be dwarfed in comparison to the growth you're going to get out of Solana. I think that you're going to get easily $1,000 Solana. I think that,
easily. I think $1,000.
I think we end up around $1,400, $1,500, $1,600. I think Solana's going to operate very similar to what ETH did last bull market. ETH was around sub $500. I don't remember the exact price prior to last bull market, right? So look back at ETH's price and take a look at ETH's price 2019. Where was it at?
2019. Any specific day or time?
Yeah, just whatever.
It's between $160 and $400.
Yeah, 160. Currently looking at
3,700.
Solana currently at 160, and then ETH shot up to $4,000. Now, I don't even think Solana is going to do that, but if it gets half the performance that we got out of ETH from last bull market, you're talking $2,000 Solana. And people are like, there's no way Solana can get to $2,000. It's not possible. Well, people said the same damn thing about ETH. You would have been sitting back in 2019 with a $160 ETH and said, hey, this is going to get to $4,000 in a year and a half. Everyone would be like, like, look at this clickbait, stupid article that but that's what happens, especially if you demand the market. If the market is using your product, then it's going to skyrocket. Now, I don't think we get the ETH returns. I don't think it goes quite up to 2,000, but I do think you get $1,000 Solana. Solana, I think
I don't know about 1,000, but
it's coming.
I think $600,
bro.
That's a 3x more. It's a 4x.
You don't think that Bitcoin's going to 3x? You don't think so? You think that Solana will underperform Bitcoin? You think that Bitcoin's getting to 300,000 at some point in the next bull market, in this bull market, right? You said yes many times.
Yeah.
So you think that Bitcoin will outperform Solana this bull market?
Maybe.
This is what happens in crypto, man. Especially when these ETFs are going live.
Yeah.
Institutions, RWAs. Solana will be $1,000 this bull market.
Okay.
I think it'll be $1,400, $1,500, $1,600.
What?
10x.
Okay, now you're high. 1,000.
ETH went from
1,400.
ETH went from $100 to 4,000, bro.
Cool, bro. ETH had monopoly on everyone. This is a different cycle, my friend.
Solana has the market. It's
they don't have
monopoly.
Solana has nowhere near monopoly.
There's more money in the crypto ecosystem now too.
Yeah, but there's also more projects that have TVL in the crypto ecosystem. So, I don't know. You think Solana gets to $1,500, but ETH only gets to $9,000?
I don't think it's. I'm not saying Solana gets to 1,500 with some like great conviction, but I do believe that it gets to 1,000 with great conviction. And then from there, $1,000 is going to be a big psychological number. I think that if the timing of Solana is near Bitcoin's top, when it gets to 1,000, it's going to reject off of there. I agree. But at the same time, if Bitcoin is moving, it doesn't pull back. Solana crosses and clears 1,000. It's going right up to $1,400, $1,500, $1,600, man.
I don't know. Maybe. That'll do it for the show today. Want to thank you all for tuning in. Again, as a reminder, no live show tomorrow. We got a steak video coming out tomorrow. You know, I decided to do a challenge. try to take 100 stake cash and 10x it to 1,000. I did it on the video, so you guys are gonna have to watch and see how that played out. And depending on how that video went when you watch it, I'm giving away half of it. If I hit my goal, you'll have to wait and watch it. We'll have some other videos coming to you, but no live show tomorrow. We'll be back here on Wednesday. So make sure you guys are subbed, have your notification bell on, and that's all I got. Anything else? Gina, roll the outro. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Appreciate every single one of you. Hope you guys like the new set. We love you. We'll see you Wednesday. Until then.
Sin City, crypto, everybody know we here for entertainment and info, gonna show you how to get that big dough. So every day stay tapped in, for big facts, no capping. With Bitcoin, if you're in then you win, we divide the pie with no fraction. It's Big Rob, David, I spit the game but they gave it. Name the coin that's your favorite, I got dry powder, why save it? To the OGs, new beginners, special shout out to the well members. Buy the dip, sell winners, ain't really nothing you can tell sinners. Tune in for the latest new flavors, they gonna teach us mean coins, they polarizing like barbecue chicken pizzas. I laugh with a major grin, laggers we trade them in, baddies they came to sin, and sinners gon' play to win. Screaming hola, till my bags are flowing over, hold ya to the moon.